enterprise, and excellence. Discover amazing made in Ghana brands across fashion, food, agriculture, technology, beauty, automobiles, hospitality, creative arts, and more. Come discover, come connect, come experience the very best of Ghana. The date is the 29th and 30th of August 2026. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, and the venue is F4 Sutherland's Children's Park. Don't miss it. Call 0205 973 973 or 0558 973 973 to register. That This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is powered by Channel One TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, MTN, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center (GIPC), and the Ghana Enterprises Agency (GEA). This is Ghana Exhibition 2026, celebrating Ghana, showcasing excellence.
Wellness is the foundation of a healthy, productive, and successful team. The City Business Olympics is back. It's time to leave the boardroom and bring the competition to the field. Get ready.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Breakfast Daily right here on Channel One TV. My name is Jude Duncan. On this show, we bring you the big headline stories. We go behind the headlines and also bring you all the details, the facts, the analysis of the stories as it pertains. My name is Jude Duncan. Before we delve into the headline stories, I would want to quickly remind you of the weather forecast. So the summary for today's weather reads as follows. Mostly cloudy weather is predicted for most places in the country this morning, with mist and fog patches forming over the coast, forest, and hilly areas to reduce visibility range. There are chances of intermittent slight rain or drizzle to affect some areas along the coast, middle, and transition sectors during the morning hours. As the day progresses into afternoon, variably cloudy weather will dominate most areas of the country, with the likelihood of thunderstorms and rain affecting the northern transition and middle sectors from late afternoon into the evening. Also note that relatively cool night and early morning temperatures are expected across the country, and just like yesterday, the state of the sea is expected to be rough. And this is the summary of the weather forecast, kind courtesy the Ghana Meteorological Agency. You can give them a quick follow across social media platforms on X at GhanaMet, On YouTube, it's the Ghana Meteorological Agency. On WhatsApp, their WhatsApp channel is the Ghana Meteo Agency, and their TikTok page is the Ghana_Met_official. Once a big thank you to the team at the Ghana Meteorological Agency for the consistent weather updates for us, and that's the forecast. And you can go on social media and get to learn more about what the weather forecast is. We also want to remind you that this is Ghana exhibition is happening at the Efua Sutherland Children's Park on this coming Saturday and Sunday, the 29th and the 30th of August 2026, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. What is this about? This is basically a fair for everything made in Ghana, right? So local SMEs, small startups, big corporate bodies, everything that you are doing that is proudly and also indigenous, right? We want to give you that platform to showcase, to not necessarily just sell, but to build a contact and build a network to help grow. We believe strongly here that this is the way to go for the economic transformation we seek. We believe strongly that when we bring businesses like that together, we can help them grow and scale up using the right medium, the right platforms, the right opportunities. So that's what you are doing here at Channel One TV. What you can do, our lovely viewers out there, to support this is to make sure you are part of this by coming over. The good news is you don't need to pay any fee to come inside the Efua Sutherland Children's Park, where all of these vendors will be displaying their products. Come see what is on the shelves of these business owners, make a purchase, take a contact, and with that, we believe that we can all grow together. So support the vision, be a part of this big clarion call to help local businesses thrive, right? We call it a This is Ghana exhibition, but it's more than just showcasing what vendors will be bringing on board. It's to scale up and to make sure that we can achieve the economic progress we sought as a people. So, of course, like every other time, it's not just about displaying products. It's also about having a good time. And you can be assured that that is what would exactly happen or happen exactly at the Efua Sutherland Children's Park as part of the This is Ghana exhibition. We are showcasing Ghana's export potential. So please do call 0205 973 973 or 0558 973 973 for any further inquiries. And want to just say a quick mention to our proud sponsors, MTN Ghana, EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, and the Ghana Enterprises Agency for their support and for believing in the vision of supporting Made in Ghana, right? It's big, and we appreciate your coming on board for the This is Ghana exhibition. Moving on, the Blanksons is also from one Made in Ghana to another Made in Ghana, but this time around made in Channel One TV, right? It's a drama series wholly and fully produced by Channel One TV, and we're excited about that because, again, we believe that we need to showcase not only products made in Ghana, but talents made in Ghana, right? And that's what we are doing with the Blanksons. It's exciting, it's fun. It's about stories in your everyday, ordinary Ghanaian household, right? So there's the Blanksons family, and they come on board with so many interesting stories. So please do well to tune in every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. for the Blanksons on Channel One TV. The Channel One News app is also live and active on the Google Play Store. It's your one-stop area for everything news, everything programming as far as Channel One TV is concerned, and everything updates and our event as well, perfectly curated for your entertainment and infotainment purposes. So just go on the Google Play Store, search Channel One News, one as in the number one, click on the install button, and you're good to go. Big headline stories, parliamentary proceedings, current affairs, entertainment, education, all of it put together for you, so you don't miss a thing. Don't miss out on all of the the exciting programs also here at Channel One TV. All of them right there on the Channel One News app. So tell a friend about it, download it, and make it your easy go-to for news-related content. Having reminded you of all of this, it's now time to delve into the big headline stories. I'll start off with the Daily Guide newspaper. They say they are Ghana's favorite newspaper. Big front page story. Vote for me, I'll make Bawumia president. That is Boakye Ejakun, who is in the run for the NPP national chairman position. Also here, AXA bribe. OSP lists Kwabena Donkor others as persons of interest. Story on page 3. This is a matter I'll be delving into later on the show. IEA rejects gold sale loss claims against Gold Board. Also here in Amrihia, dairy farm residents to petition Mahama over demolition on September 8th. That is a story on page 6 of the Daily Guide newspaper. Police interdict officer over Boteman racecourse distraction. Police interdict officer over Boteman racecourse distraction. Story on page 3. And finally here on the Daily Guide newspaper front page, ministerial reshuffle. Pelpo Broja Jemfi dispatched to Jubilee House. The Chronicle newspaper, big front page story. Takwa residents demonstrate for Goldfields lease renewal. And also here it says, Ishanla, MPP will be back in 2028. Ejakun assures supporters after he filed his nomination. OSP will show no fear or favor. Kisi Ejaben, the special prosecutor, speaking. And customs port stakeholders tackle container delays at Tema Port. The Chronicle newspaper is reporting. Moving on to the Ghanaian Times newspaper, they say they are the most authoritative newspaper. Big front page story. World Bank approves 500 million for roads, investments to rehabilitate 1,050 kilometers of feeder roads. Kaneshi flood and major drainage works begin, and the DVLA moves to tackle 5 major security risks. Also here, fresh shake-up. President Mahama reassigns 3 ministers. And there's a story on salt overload, the hidden threat on Ghanaian dining table. So that's an interesting editorial, health related. If you want to read it, you can get a copy of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Let me take you to the Daybreak newspaper, the big front page story here. From square to bunker, Mahama dumps Broja Jemfi at presidency. Also, another story we're looking at during the discussion segment right on Breakfast Daily, so you don't want to miss out on it. Nguvu rubbishes report threatens lawsuit. From vigilantism to landguardism, a national security chief calls for a new enforcement drive. That's the COP Osman Abdul Razak, the national security coordinator. Adutemine chief alleges military assault, demands probe, claims 130,000 Ghana cedis pistols seized. The Insight newspaper, big front page story. Mahama reassigns Labour Deputy Defence Minister in micro-ministerial shake-up. Also here, the Bretton Woods deceit, why the International Monetary Fund's Africa policy is under development. Against the false symmetry of the Caesars, an opulent tower, Iran resists an illegal war of aggression. Some foreign news related. Still with some foreign headlines. China says it opposes U.S. economic warfare against Iran. And finally here, Nguvu Holdings denies false publication of $224 million share fraud and demands retraction. And these are the big newspaper headline stories. I'll now bring you some online portal. The citynewsroom.com also has the story on the reassignment of the Deputy Defense Minister Broja Jemfi and that of the Minister for Labour, Rashid Pelpo, who have both been sent to the Jubilee House. But moving on to some other stories, 1.7 billion loss, largely an accounting issue, not Gold Board loss. That's the Institute of Economic Affairs speaking. Moving on to some other stories, high business costs threaten Ghana's growth and diversification. That's the World Bank speaking. 1 billion cedis reconstruction fund to evenly develop Boku. President Mahama there. And the Presby moderator, he was on the Point of View show with Bernard Avle last night, says, we are not angry enough to deal with Galamsey. Ghana to build biggest power plant since independence, Finance Minister Dr. Keselato Forson. Again, the Presby moderator is in the news as he says, growing indiscipline in schools will put Ghana in trouble. The Presby moderator, right, Reverend Opare Kwache, he was, like I said, on the Point of View with Bernard Avle, and he made those remarks. Dr. Amwako receives 10,000 Ghana cedis home appliances after winning Channel 1 Community Legends Initiative. A big congratulations to Dr. Amwako. Galamsey being institutionalized as source of employment, Catholic bishops and minority fumes over wasted time in emergency parliament sitting. That was a press conference addressed by Walewale MP, Dr. Tia Kabiru Mahama. To some other stories, MPP needs a chairman who can build systems, not just provide money. Sammy Crab, a former vice national chairman of the MPP, who now wants to be the national chairman of the MPP, speaking there. And to some foreign-related tech news, Meta agrees to pay up to $18 billion to settle U.S. claims over harm to children. Let me take you to Channel One News Online.com. Channel One News Online.com. Big front page or online portal story. Catholic bishops excluding us from Ghana Education Council undermines discipline in schools. Also here, PURC to meet utility providers, big push contractors to avert service disruptions. Member of Parliament for Bosomi Freho, Asafo Eje Aye says a Ablakwa must limit social media antics in diplomacy. Also here, I'm grateful to Mahama Broja Jemfi after reassignment to the presidency. Sammy Crab says, I was suspended for defending the MPP constitution. World Bank projects 4.8% growth for Ghana in 2026. And on the Asante Beko case, Kwabena Donko fathers named as persons of interest, the OSP has said, Mahama reassigns Pelpo Broja Jemfi Ejekum named Labour Minister. OSP hails Supreme Court ruling upholding constitutionality of its act. And finally here, road fatalities, Presby moderator demands action on speeding, dangerous driving. He spoke about quite a number of things involving the Galamsey menace. He spoke about our healthcare delivery system and even the Charles Emisa death and why it was important for us to keep talking about it as media. And of course, spoke about the Presby Church at 200. And we want to use this occasion to wish all members of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana a happy celebration as they gear towards their 200th year anniversary. So these are the big headline stories on Channel One News Online.com. Let me quickly take you to the foreign front and bring you some big foreign headline stories. As you may know, in Nepal and China, parts of China, there's a devastating mudslide that, as we know right now, it's been reported in the media that it's very possible over 300 people may have been buried under the mud, right? So tragic story coming in from Nepal and China. The BBC online portal leads with this particular story as they say more than 800 missing in Nepal as authorities say glacial collapse triggered flash flood. More than 800 missing in Nepal as glacial collapse triggered a flash flood. Also here, Japanese polka dot artist Kusama dies aged 97. Meta's $18 billion settlement may hasten reckoning for social media on child safety. There's also a story here. 2 German airport workers die of malaria after mosquito arrives on plane. Wow. 2 German workers die of malaria after mosquito arrives on plane. So some other story. Trial date for alleged 9/11 mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. The date has been set. And also here, Trump says something may come out of CIA head's unannounced visit to Moscow. And people pulled from mud in Nepal after deadly flash floods. And there's a whole editorial on what on the Nepal-Tibet floods, right? So if you want some more updates, you can log on to the BBC for that. And girl who is 13 years among 33 UK nationals missing after Nepal flash flood. So really, really devastating scenes in Nepal. We wish the country all the best. They are calling for as much support they can get from the international community as a result of the flash flood that has left many missing and also destroyed significant public property and also private property in Nepal and in the Tibet area. So really, really unfortunate news there. Let me just bring you some excerpts of the headline stories I've read for you, and I'll log or start off with the Daily Guide newspaper. AXA 1 million bribe. OSP lists Kwabena Donkor others as persons of interest. And the story is by Jibril Abdul Razak. Excerpts of it reads, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has identified Kwabena Donkor, former Minister for Power under President John Dramani Mahama's first administration, and others as persons of interest in the ongoing investigations in relation to more than 1 million bribe paid to some Ghanaian officials between 2014 and 2015 in connection with the development of a power plant in Ghana. The story goes on to read that Mr. Donkor was the Minister of Power when the government of Ghana was negotiating with Turkish company AXA Energy to generate more electricity for Ghana during the ongoing power crisis, popularly known as Dumso. Other individuals identified by the OSP as persons of interest include Francis Walkson, Kwesi Jatta, then the technical advisor to the Minister of Power, Solomon Ajetesoa, the then Deputy Director at the Ministry of Power, Lyndon George Ni Saw Metal, then a director at Tree Corp Group Limited, and Balfour and Koma Brobe, an employee of the same company. The OSP in a statement indicated that other persons of interest include some present and former employees of the Volta River Authority, the Ghana Grid Company Limited, the Electricity Company of Ghana, the Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission, and some staff and entity formerly known as the Ministry of Power. Now, a federal jury in Brooklyn found Asante Kweku Bekom guilty of charges relating to paying more than $1 million in bribes to Ghanaian government officials in connection with the development of a power plant in Ghana. Court documents indicate how some beneficiaries of the illicit money referred to the expected bribe as holy rain and were expecting it sooner rather than later. Bekom, who is 52, faces up to 30 years in prison and has been remanded into lawful custody pending sentencing in November 2026. And these are excerpts of the story. We'll be delving into it pretty shortly on the show. But let me take you to page 6 of the Daily Guide again, because they have the story on the ministerial reshuffle. I've heard some people describe it as a demotion to an extent. We'll try to find out what my panel make of this particular reassignment, or a micro reshuffle, as the Insight newspaper reports. So Daily Guide, page 6, big story. Ministerial reshuffle, Pelpo Broja Jemfi dispatched to Jubilee House. President John Dramani Mahama has made further changes to his government, reassigning 2 ministers and a deputy minister in the latest ministerial shakeup. The changes announced yesterday in a statement signed by Felix Kwache Ofosu, spokesperson to the president and the Minister of Government Communications, take immediate effect. Under the new arrangement, Abdul Rashid Pelpo has been reassigned from the Ministry of Labour, Employment and Job Creation to serve as Minister of State for Special Initiatives. He will be replaced at the Labour Ministry by Emmanuel Kwejo Ejekum, who becomes the new Minister for Labour, Employment and Job Creation. The presidency did not immediately provide details on the specific responsibilities Mr. Pelpo will assume under his new portfolio. In another change, Deputy Minister for Defense Ernest Broja Jemfi has been reassigned to serve as presidential advisor on the National Resilience and Emergency Preparedness. So congratulations to both men on their new role at the presidency. But let me just bring you a very quick excerpt of the story on the BBC, where more than 800 persons have been declared missing as a result of a glacial collapse triggered by a flash flood. So a quick summary of the story. Rescuers are looking for survivors after a massive flash flood on the Nepal-Tibet border, with homes destroyed and bridges swept away by surging mud and water. More than 800 people are missing in Nepal, and at least 177 bodies have been recovered so far, with rescue efforts complicated by rain and geography. So there's a quote from someone who has been affected. He says, "My wife is still somewhere beneath the mud," says one man who was rescued by a helicopter. In Tibet, at least 558 people are missing, with 3 confirmed dead. It's not clear if these figures overlap with Nepal's. And finally, here it says, on both sides of the border, hundreds of foreign nationals are missing, Nepal says. That includes more than 100 tourists from India, 54 from the US, and 33 from the UK. May the souls of the faithfully departed rest in peace, and we wish the people of Nepal all the strength they need during this very, very difficult period in their nation's history. We'll take a quick break now. When we are back, I'll be joined by my panel who would help me delve into the big headline stories for the day. Please don't go away.
The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is almost here. Get ready for 2 exciting days of celebrating Ghanaian creativity, innovation, enterprise, and excellence. Discover amazing made in Ghana brands across fashion, food, agriculture, technology, beauty, automobiles, hospitality, creative arts, and more. Come discover, come connect, come experience the very best of Ghana. The date is the 29th and 30th of August 2026. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, and the venue is F4 Sutherland's Children's Park. Don't miss it. Call 0205-973-973 or 0558-973-973 to register. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is powered by Channel One TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, MTN, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center (GIPC), and the Ghana Enterprises Agency (GEA). This is Ghana Exhibition 2026, celebrating Ghana, showcasing excellence.
Wellness is the foundation of a healthy, productive, and successful team. The City Business Olympics is back. It's time to leave the boardroom and bring the competition to the field. Get ready for the City Business Olympics 2026, the ultimate corporate showdown where teamwork, strategy, fitness, and fun come together. Get your team ready for exciting contests including 7-a-side football, volleyball, basketball, sack race, tug of war, and arm wrestling. Whether you're competing, cheering, or networking, this is your chance to build stronger teams, create lasting connections, and let your company spirit shine. And of course, the big question remains: which CEO will rise to the challenge and claim the ultimate bragging rights in the CEO's Challenge? Date: Saturday 26 26th September 2026. Venue Eden Heights Sports Complex. Wager time 8 a.m. Call 0558 973 973 to register your team today. City Business Olympics 2026. Compete, collaborate, conquer. The City Business Olympics 2026 is powered by 97.3 City FM with support from Channel 1 TV.
What is the full meaning of HIV/AIDS?
Human immunos virus.
Oh, really?
How do you say HIV/AIDS?
Pardon?
HIV/AIDS.
What is the full meaning of HIV/AIDS?
HIV is for what language? Dagbani or English? HIV is, which is for.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Say it in Agbanli. Say it in Agbanli.
HIV is then kwasa.
Kwasa.
They will let you grow lean.
Oh, really?
You grow lean and then you die.
Abortion.
Welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Jude Duncan. We'll start off the conversation and delve into the big headlines. Of course, I'll be introducing my guest before we do that, and I've been joined by the Deputy, Executive Director Director General at the National Service Authority, Mr. Fuseni Donkor. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast Daily, sir.
Good morning, bro.
How you doing?
God is good.
Yeah. I like the smoke.
Oh, thank you.
Looks really nice. The color pattern is really nice.
This was a gift from the Upper West.
Oh, really?
No, actually Upper East.
Upper East.
Yes, the Upper East regional director brought it to me.
Wow. Upper East. It's interesting. It's interesting you mentioned Upper East. Yesterday on the show, we discussed a story around Bolga. They said they formed some what's it called? Vigilante group called MPP Lions in Upper East. When you went there, did you see them?
Oh, no.
You didn't see them.
Any animal that pretends to be a lion is not a lion.
Oh. Is that Uncle?
A lion doesn't need to announce his name.
Interesting. We'll move on the conversation from a lion pretending to be a lion to another matter, right, of significant public interest. So yesterday we all had the special prosecutor.
Yeah.
I'm sure you followed the issue. And your namesake, who is a former minister for power, right, is in the news and has been declared as a person of interest by the OSP. First off, your Donkono, is it related to him?
No, that
there's no relation.
Donko is actually a compound name.
Oh, okay, interesting. Wow. So, like I read earlier, the OSP lists listed Kwabena Donkor and some other persons as persons of interest in an ongoing investigation to this matter. Now, it came at a time when many have said that it was quite disappointing because the country was going to one of its worst periods under the power challenges we were facing, right? In fact, if you listen to the MPP and their former vice president when he was in office, he listed the energy sector debts as one of the reasons why the economy, was almost or was at its knees. Does it come as welcoming news for you, the decision of OSP to take on this matter head on and look into probable dealings that were not appropriate?
Yeah, thank you, and good morning to your cherished viewers. I think we should put things in proper perspective. See, there's one thing, say somebody is how do you call it, a suspect in a particular case, and then somebody being a person of interest. Yeah, I think our venerable OSP has the habit of declaring people easy quickly, and before you realize it fizzles out when it gets to the actual prosecution and then concluding the issue, the matters for us successfully. So yeah, OSP declaring doesn't really I wouldn't say it actually moves me so much. He's fan of declaring. But the truth of the matter is that a person of interest, yes, that is where I think he got it right, because whatever happened in the US regarding the former chief executive of TOR,
Yeah.
whatever happens there has, I would say, different bearings or different legal interpretations when it comes to Ghana. Things that may be legally right there may be found wanting when it is taken through the legal procedures in Ghana.
Yeah.
So you can't just use things that happened there and try to apply the same things here. So yes, he's right by saying they are persons of interest. It means that they are people that he will pay attention to in his investigation. But if I were him, I would have rather done the investigations quietly before coming out with my findings, rather than declaring people persons of interest just to go and hit the wall and then maybe now come back again and start explaining himself. Yeah, so for me...
But to be fair, he made it clear that the fact that he's declared them as persons of interest doesn't necessarily mean that they are suspects yet.
That's what I'm trying to explain, that for me, it was unnecessary. Seriously, it was unnecessary, because coming from the backdrop of the kind of records he has, that is declaring people, freezing people's assets, and all those declarations he's been making, to the extent of declaring somebody who has now even abandoned his own children. I would have wished that he does something on the quiet and rather comes out with a result.
Who has abandoned his own children?
The former finance minister. Kenneth Furiata.
His family told you he has abandoned them.
He said Ghanaians were like his children. He cannot abandon his children when my brother Fuseni and Co were asking him to resign. He said he cannot abandon his children in the midst of crisis.
Sorry, I never asked him to resign. You have to correct that statement.
Okay, you were not in parliament by then. Oh, sorry, your former colleagues.
Get it right.
Your former colleagues.
We've been joined also by Honorable Fuseni Issa, former member of parliament for Okaikwe North. He's joined us in studio. Honorable, it's always a pleasure having you. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, no, you're looking fresh today. Where did you sleep last night?
You don't want to know.
Your laughter is suspicious.
Same place, Charlie. We don't have a lot of it, but good morning to you and good morning to
Good morning, bro.
Honorable Donko Fuseni. I met you many years ago on set like this. Maybe 2017, 2018, somewhere in Kumasi.
Yeah,
you had just finished your tenure as
DC.
Yeah. That's the only time I've met you.
But I think Afram Plains, right?
Many years ago.
Wow. It's interesting both of you have the same name.
Yeah.
And I was
As
told,
our first names.
yeah, and I was told Fuseni means handsome.
No, the younger of the twin.
A younger of a twin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fuseni and Alasan.
I was deceived then. Wow.
Your teacher didn't do it.
Your teacher saw it. It's funny, and the teacher too is here, so I don't know. Anyway, so you have said clearly that the OSP has a history of media trials and coming out to speak before the full facts of the matter. But the question was that you generally welcome the approach to investigating a matter like this.
For me, like I said, I would have wished that he does something on the quiet. because this is an investigation. And to come out and say, I've declared so and so as persons of interest, you've already even compromised your search for evidence and all those things. Because the moment you declare somebody a person of interest, he also becomes aware and begins to be conscious of everything that will maybe implicate him or anything. So he begins to cover his tracks if really there's a track you want to follow. He begins to cut ties because you may even need to maybe seize phones, get access to emails and all those things. But now that you've declared a person, how do we call it? A person of interest, how would they even go and start deleting all their emails?
But we don't know the extent to which their investigation has progressed, right? So for all you might know, they've done the necessary background checks before coming out to name them.
That's why I say I would have rather he comes to communicate results, outcomes of his investigation, based on what he himself has taken himself through, all the records that he has. I would have been glad if he comes out with the results or outcomes of his investigations, rather than coming to declare people and now going to now try to get their cooperation. That would be difficult for him.
But as a party and a ruling party for that matter, do you generally consider this a step in the right direction, considering that a lot of the allegation, happened in your tenure, right?
No, I don't have a problem because the minister has come out clearly to state that he didn't do anything. He doesn't, and even his name wasn't actually mentioned even in the US trials. So for me, yes, I think it's an opportunity for the minister to get to clear himself. All the persons mentioned. Also, even some of them, I'm even hearing their names for the first time. I don't know whether they were technocrats in that particular ministry during those times. So yes, I welcome the investigation, but the way and manner he's going about it, if you are not careful, it will end up like the Ofuriatta case again.
Interesting. Before I bring in Honorable Fuseni Issa, maybe there'll be the one last one, right? We also know that Iyoko is looking into this matter. In fact, we've heard clearly the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Sremsai, who shared an opinion to the effect that he felt Iyoko was best suited to look into this matter. Does it not bring up another issue of maybe too many?
That is why I said the declaration was unwarranted. Because Iyoko is rather, I would say, best equipped or best placed to go into this matter more than the OSP. The logistics that Iyoko will go into this matter with, the investigative prowess that Iyoko will go into this matter with, is not even available to the OSP. Do you get it? So I would have rather he collaborates with the Iyoko to get to the bottom of this, because if this comes out, it will be placed directly under the organized crime, how do we call it? Case. Yes. Organized crime, corruption. So the Iyoko only OSP comes in with the corruption bit. But when it comes to organized crime, it's Iyoko that organized and economic crimes. It's Iyoko that deals with it. And even the OSP will rather rely on the expertise of Iyoko to even get some of his investigations done. You get it?
Yeah.
Because the OSP on his own cannot have access to some of these things himself.
Honorable Fuseni, sir, we've heard clearly from your colleague member on the other side. It's interesting, right? Because even though it happened largely under an NDC government, some members of parliament who are on the Energy Committee have also had fingers pointed at them, right? So clearly there was, or appears to be, some bipartisan involvement in this. As a member of the NPP, really, is this also something you consider as welcoming news, the probe by OSP and even Iyoko into the matter?
Charlie, wako you mukua and can become it. Wako you mukua and shisho and can become it.
I'm not the one saying it too.
I have said, you have said yours, I have also said mine. Wako you mukua and come. This morning, it's interesting to hear my namesake suggesting that the OSP should have done investigations on the quiet. It's quite refreshing that when it's not affecting you, you think it's a joke. Since when have we known this OSP to have done things on the investigations on the quiet? This is the OSP who's gone around arresting people at the airport when they have no idea that they have matters with the OSP. This is the EOCO boss who have arrested people when they have not even established or charged them or investigated to even get to a point where people need to be arrested. They've arrested people when they've not even invited them to answer questions. And not to talk about the Ken Ofori-Atta. I'm wondering how Ken Ofori-Atta's name gets roped into this. That's why I'm saying that cancer be saying why you moko amanisha show and come back. It's instructive. When we came into power in 2017, we kept telling Ghanaians that there was this type of contracts that we inherited, particularly in the energy sector. Take or pay became a very household word in Ghana because of how some of the contracts had been signed hurriedly, because of what people thought they were going to benefit from these contracts. And we kept telling Ghanaians about the burden it had put on our physical space over time. Amount of money that we had to pay for energy that we did not make use of or we did not even need. The capacity that had been installed that we actually did not need. And some of these things have come home to roost. This is just a very good indication of what we were talking about. And a lot of people heard us, but they didn't want to understand what we were talking about. This is a typical matter that we have hammered over time. It's instructive to know that this whole thing, this AXA energy thing, happened between 2014 and 2015. The actual transaction happened between 2014 and 2015. You will recollect the Dumso era for 5 years, what we had to go through. And so hurriedly, we kept adding on capacity to our installed capacity, hurriedly signing IPPs, take or pay, whether or not energy was produced, whether or not we needed it, we had to commit our scarce resources to some of those things. Today, looking at what is in front of us, I will call for a much wider probe into things, right? It is instructive that this whole thing is gone round and come to meet us again. But you see, this matter is not different from what we saw in Mabi and Johnson. It is not different from Airbus, where we had a government official one. And I just pray and hope that we don't go down the same route. At least for once, we'll stand up to our reputation and ensure that people who are found culpable are held. You see, it is very confusing to know that. And for me, when I put on my accountant's hat, I know that look, there are two sides to a transaction. And when issues like this happen, we know that there's somebody who is giving and there's somebody who is receiving. In the Airbus matter, convictions were made in other jurisdictions, in the UK and US, convictions because companies had to actually be fined and they paid penalties for wrongdoing. People were convicted on some of these matters. And we keep saying that, oh, the fact that something was wrong in one jurisdiction does not automatically make it wrong in our jurisdiction. Well, I don't think so. I don't think so, unless, of course, the people in those jurisdictions are held to a higher standard and we hold ourselves to a lower standard. But in this day and age, I mean, somebody's giving a bribe, somebody's taking it, the giver is convicted, meanwhile the taker is not found culpable. What is this?
But have we established until there's a clear finding establishing who the receiver is? Would it not be very prejudicial to say that
in this instance, our our institutions have cooperated with the US FBI for years. From 2020 to date, our institutions, UCO, OSP, have actually cooperated with the FBI for the FBI to come to a conviction. Somebody has been convicted. Somebody has been found culpable of wrongdoing, of paying bribes to get this contract through. I'm not too sure what is happening in the Turkish jurisdiction though. But this is somebody who has been convicted, and so we have every right to say that there was wrongdoing because they have been found culpable by a competent court.
Yeah.
And then we are saying that, the fact that they've been found culpable in the US does not mean that there was any wrongdoing in Ghana. No. Me, from where I sit at this time, I don't want I'm not encouraged by the murky nature of these investigations. Murky because it's not now too clear whether it is Iyoko who is taking over the case, whether it's the OSP who is taking up the case, whether it's even the role of the AG himself. And from the latest court proceedings we had on the OSP, there's some level of Supreme Court's decision. There's some level of cooperation, or I don't want to say supervision, because on their own too they can also prosecute. They still have prosecutorial powers to a certain level, but they take their powers from the AG. Yeah. So you'd expect the AG to take some leadership in some of these issues, in fact, in this particular issue, and determine whether it is a UCO or the OSP, because I don't want the case where we have two institutions either doing the same thing or trying to outdo each other, and then at the end of the day, we don't make any progress with the case. Look, what we need now is for the AG to come out and tell us, look, this is a clear plan. The matter or the matter is being taken over by this institution or that institution, or this is what the role this institution is playing. This is the role allotted, timelines, how we are going to go through these investigations. Because I think that it's very unfortunate, very unfortunate that these things can keep happening. Look at the Airbus matter. At the end of the day, prior to, we got a very critical point prior to elections, and then the OSP comes in, he just...
Yeah, but it said it did that based on the evidence available, and said that
this time round
there was no wrongdoing found on the spot. So the question now is, do you not trust the OSP to do a thorough and diligent job?
It is not for me to trust or not to trust. I think that if the whole process is transparent enough, nobody is going to question anybody's role in this whole thing. We want a transparent investigations. And how can the investigations be transparent? Let us publish a roadmap on this on this whole investigation.
From OSP or EOK?
From the AG. I'm calling from the AG itself, Attorney General itself, that he should tell us who is in charge of this investigation.
But both agencies, both anti-corruption, or let me say investigative agencies, are on the matter, right? So the OSP is on it.
And you see, that is what frightens me.
You don't think that we can get justice from the matter? Justice for the people of Ghana?
You see, I've said that I get frightened when both institutions are at the same matter. It will get murky. Already some turf wars and all of that. Let's have a roadmap. Who is actually in charge and who is doing what?
Mr. Donko.
Look, I want us. Oh, just a moment. I want us to be able, now that the case is completed in the US, I think that we should be able to get complete evidence. The US has concluded that monies were paid. If monies were paid, it moved from one jurisdiction and terminated somewhere else. Where did it go? Email exchanges, bank accounts, which companies were involved. Money can be tracked follow the money. Let us, and to the extent that I will even want to look at the whole contract. Because if there were under the table dealings or underhand dealings, it meant that somebody had undue advantage in the process. And in the process, let's have a look at the contract again. Did we lose any money? Did somebody gain any advantage? Was the contract actually competitive? The fueling of the plant and all of that. I think we should look at this holistically. And when evidence come up, let us prosecute. Let us be bold enough. Let us prosecute. Look, it is very demeaning to say that the Americans have had evidence to the extent that wrongdoing was done and somebody has been found culpable.
With their very sophisticated investigative system.
Whether or not it's sophisticated, you are not saying that our system is less sophisticated. I don't know, because especially with the OSP, everything that he wants, I think he has. His protection, his budgetary allocation, whatever he wants.
We're told bullet cars. Is it true? Bulletproof cars.
I have not seen the vehicles, but from the budget and what and the costs that I have gleaned from the media, I'm tempted to believe that that is a type of vehicles he uses. And so I don't think that the FBI is way ahead of us to the extent that when they have evidence and we have cooperated with them for them to conclude on the matter, we cannot also take the same evidence and say that the monies that were paid were terminated in this account, in this person's hands.
To be fair,
why can't we do that?
To be fair, the interests differ, right? So, for example, what the FBI will be looking for in a matter like this, right, is quite different from what our own issues are relating to corruption.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. They are fighting corruption. They are fighting bribery.
There are many legs to this. So there's a money laundering leg, there's a bribery leg.
I have actually kept my submission to the bribery bit. Okay. You see, money laundering for me, it's a very broad allegation or a charge, such that when you are charged for money laundering, sometimes it could be very murky. To the extent that you probably have to prove your income for 10 years back. Every dime that is come to your bank account or every dime that you have spent, you have to prove it. It's a very difficult thing to get there. That's how come I have intentionally stayed away from money laundering. But it is a very serious allegation.
It's a key part of
it. Is a very, very serious allegation. When the allegation of money laundering is, or the investigation of money laundering, it could be very murky because I have seen some instances of that. But what I'm saying is that we cannot say that the U.S. level of sophistication in investigations are much higher, or what they are looking for in such cases are different from what we are looking for, and so we allow this to slip. No, I think that it is even going to be much easier for us when one leg of the investigations, the leg where this whole transaction generates, it's been done with, where it terminates shouldn't be too difficult because somebody paid the bribe and somebody received it. Who received it? Email exchanges, bank accounts, lifestyles, and all of that. And interestingly, people have been identified. People have been identified, and whether or not somebody is a subject of investigation is different from a suspect. These are all nomenclatures. For me, it is nomenclature. Because I really don't see how somebody's been mentioned in a press conference like what the OSP did. And finally, then he's not a suspect in this whole thing. Finally, I hope and pray that we are not going to see another episode of the Airbus play right
as a political party. As a political party, in the past, you described the OSPs and some of the work he's conducted as embarrassing, right? Particularly on the Ofori-Atta issue. Some other members of the party also shared the opinion that they did not trust the OSP to come to a proper conclusion on an investigative matter. Where do you stand on this? Do you have full confidence in Kisei Jabin to dispassionately look into the issue?
You see, the OSP is a creation of the NPP. I recollect it was the first act we actually passed in 2017. because of what we had said in the elections and how Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was determined to fight graft in our system. And so case by case basis, in the Ofori-Atta case, I mean, to date, I can't recollect specific charges laid against him. How do you declare somebody a fugitive when you have not even laid any specific charges against him? How do you declare him a fugitive? These are very unnatural things that you expect, not even from a lame man when it comes to law like myself. How do you declare somebody a fugitive when you have not even charged the person with any specific crimes? And we have maintained that, look, OSP has a case against Ofori-Atta, and even when he's not in the duty, he should go ahead and do his case. He's always prepared. He has legal representation to go to court and all of that. So what is the OSP about when it comes to Ken Ofori-Atta? And I keep saying that it's not a case of, oh, this case has come up. The case of Asante Beko has come up, so let's equalize with Ken Ofori-Atta. No, I don't think it's the right thing to go. Look, we've gotten to a point where there shouldn't be an NDC investigation or an NPP investigation. This is a matter of interest to our nation, Ghana. Whether or not we were shortchanged in that particular contract is what should be of interest to us. Because we have kept saying, and we keep insisting that this IPPs was one of the problems why we got to where we went to in 2022.
So on Ofori-Atta, the OSP was embarrassing, but on Asante Beko, you trust that he will do the right thing? I
am laying out what I expect from the OSP. I have not said it's, but I'm laying out what I expect.
Not you, but your party.
I am saying, and
we had a whole
when
press
I speak,
conference.
Of course, you hear from us on this matter.
No, Asante Beko too. I think member of parliament from Menchia South, Nana J. Banfoiwa, also spoke. He didn't describe the OSP as embarrassing. He said that.
I'm not too sure why you want to.
No, because
you want to juxtapose that sort of. But I have to remind you that the OSP is our creation. We thought at the time, and we still insist that it is a very necessary thing we have to do in our system. And so we are calling from specific things that we expect from the OSP.
My brother, having a very big cotton wool behind him, would have been careful jumping over fire. Because if Asante Beko...
You made me look behind me.
If Asante Beko has been convicted, he should have been worried that Nana Addo Dankwa will appoint a bribe giver as a chief executive of a state institution like TOR. He should have been worried about that. Rather than trying to double in this Messi-like dribbling of political subterfuge, it will not help all of us.
But maybe he didn't know.
No, but he should know. That's why I said he should have been careful jumping over fire when he had that ball of cotton wool behind him. Because, so for all we know, did Asante Beko actually take the bribe and gave it to people he was supposed to give it to, or he took the bribe to come and fund his political party?
We don't know that.
Why don't we know that? Why can't we also use that as a probable cause? Because Asante Beko was giving money in 2014, 2015. He said he came to, he was supposed to come and use it to bribe officials who were in government then. All of a sudden, that government loses power, and a new government comes, and that government gives him an appointment. So if you want to track where the money went to, didn't he use the money to rather go and sponsor the opposition?
No, but you can also say the primary motive is what matters.
What is the primary motive?
The primary motive is
that particular
we needed
contract.
To show up energy.
That particular contract was not even competitive. So there was no competition. It was EPA, Emergency Power Agreement. So it's like I need a tablet. On this table, I need a smaller one like yours.
But that in itself not even problematic, right? For our procurement.
Because of the problem we find ourselves in at that time. It was doomed. So we needed an emergency power. That is why this particular whole deal was entered into. So does an emergency
power justify procurement?
Parliament approved the EPA. Parliament approved it. That is why it's an emergency power agreement. Because we needed the thing fast. It can't go through competitive bidding. It cannot go through sole sourcing. No. You needed somebody who has it and say, listen, let's agree, bring it for 5 years.
I have two quick questions for you. The first being that what will be your response to persons who have said that they don't trust the AG to prosecute one of their own because there's precedent to this? So, for example, when you came into office, you filed a nolle prosequi in the case involving Kwabena Dufour. We know him, Unibank, former aspirant, presidential flag bearer. The Saglemi case, the AG decided to discontinue it. The ambulance case involving the famous Japa and the finance minister, it was discontinued. Ato Forsen.
And earlier one was Colin Zada.
Yes, and Saglemi was.
The earlier one was Kwabena Dufour.
No, but I mentioned that. So
okay.
what do you say to persons who feel like if Iyoko, who oh, he's saying,
proceed.
what do you say to persons who feel like if the AG takes up this matter, just like we've seen in these cases, involving now
Kwabena Donkor.
It's a
That
matter
was the same. You come from the same area, right?
No, I'm from Setre, and he's from Sene.
Oh, okay.
You see, can you remember one person under the 8 years of Nanado that the former AGs even actually took to court?
They took Sedinam, and your people came and let them loose.
Oh, Jude, I'm asking a simple question.
Yeah, but I've answered you.
Who among the MPP appointees, Nanado's appointees, even some who were fired because they misled the president? How much we lost, we don't know. Some whose monies were found in their room, under their beds, we don't know.
You've been in power 18 months, you can take the matter up. Essentially, even those who were convicted.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go on.
If you have an AG who has a reputation of going to coach witnesses to go and lie on oath, and such a person takes people through a criminal persecution.
Not prosecution.
What was prosecution about what Godfred Dami was doing? Was that prosecution? Going to coach, how do you call, accuse people, lie on this person. If you lie like this, I will give you this. Godfred Dami knew judges, he didn't know the law.
Hey.
So he has ways of winning.
Where am I sure?
Yes, that's what he was doing. You see, so if you have such a person taking cases and saying that he was under pressure to just get people convicted, and you want the new AG, Dr. Ine, who knows the law, to follow somebody who was actually going around the law, somebody who is even currently now being under investigation by the General Legal Council. No, I don't think the Honorable Aine will follow that. He will look at what is right. You see, let's not forget one thing. When a country goes after you for willfully causing financial loss to the state or causing financial loss to the state, there are two key things the country wants. Either the money we lost, we get our money back, or you serve a term equivalent to the money because you can't give us the money back. So you remember that Atuasian case, they gave him opportunity to pay back the money actually. Until he wasn't able to pay before the conviction came in. So what's the difference between Atuasian and Dr. Kwabena Dufour? Even though in Dr. Kwabena Dufour's case, it was the government that plunged him into that chaos. The government owed him money. And pay me my money so that I can meet the minimum threshold. You say, I won't pay. And you decided to come again and collapse the bank. And you said NDC should just come. The person even sits down and says, listen, this is how much money is involved. I'm ready to pay this. We should behave like Godfred Dami in the case of the ambulance, where people say, okay, listen, take back the money. You say, no, Atu must go to jail. He should have been even under investigation by now for rather causing financial loss to the state.
What the pushback is, what do you say to people who say, okay, fine, maybe there was some challenge or fault with the prosecution, but the act in itself needs to also be looked at. So, for example, You have issues with how the prosecution was done. But let's retry some of the matter, right?
And I'm telling you, the Attorney General went through most of them. A lot of them were just persecution and not prosecution. We needed to score political points by saying we have jailed NDC former appointees. That was all.
No, but you see, in a case like Saglemi like this, we know the facts of the matter. Parliament approves a 200 facility loan.
$200 million.
$200 million facility loan. You start the process in 2012. President Mills will pass.
For how many units?
For a 5,000 unit facility. Then you put up 1,500 thereabout, and still max up all the 200 million, right? Are these not very important questions you should be asking?
All the 200
For which
million
reason you can go to court to?
Were all the 200 million released at the go? Was the project supposed not to go through phases? Who came and stopped the project?
No, but the 200 million was for 5,000 units.
What I'm saying is that the project was supposed to go in phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Is that not it? So if you come and you decide that, listen, stop. For 2-4 years, you don't allow the person to do anything. You expect the money that was supposed to be used for the process to be still at the place. Was that what we were expecting? You come, something is going on. It is when you complete, then you move to the next stage, then you get access to funds, and then you continue. Somebody said, I'm going to take a loan and come and do something. If you halt the project, and the project is not able to bring profit, you expect the loan to be sitting there quietly. The people will not draw down on the loan. You see, those are some of the commonsensical things our brothers will do. Then they will turn around, mess the thing up, they will turn around again and come and be playing victim.
Mr. Donko, so I think I know the answer to this question, but let me still ask anyway. Between the OSP and the EOCO, right, who do you trust to do a diligent job on this matter?
No, for me,
what's your answer?
For me, the truth is that the best institution that can go into economic crimes is EOCO. The OSP has their job to also do, check corruption and everything. The OSP has partners worldwide. There's OSP in how do we call it? UK, there's OSP in the US. Yes, like I said, you can track a lot of things. But look at the angle I was also asking you. Does it not prick your mind that somebody who was accused of bribing officials in the former government, a new government comes and all of a sudden, that person is not seen as a hostile person to the new government. He's rather given an appointment in the new government.
Let Honorable Issa respond to it. Honorable Hussein Issa, Mr. Donko says you came on board and appointed a bribe taker to a very sensitive national agency. That's the term I was referring to.
Jude, I am not too sure if at the time of appointment, doesn't matter, had come up. The actual transaction, like we say, took place between 2014 and 2015. The investigations into this matter started in 2020. That's when the investigation started. And so I'm not too sure at what point, even the time of, I'm not too sure about the time when this Mr. Asante Beck was appointed to TOR and what information was available to the appointing authorities at the time he was appointed. But you see, I will not sit here and call Ayeni and Dr. Ayeni Elia just because he's NDC. Maybe I've been privileged to see him work. I was in parliament with him and I know, look, this man is an authority in certain aspects of our law and he's a very well-respected person. But in office, he's taking some decisions that as a Ghanaian, I'm entitled to criticize. As to whether you can choose to call Godfrey Dame any name that you want, but he's also earned his reputation in the industry. And I don't think it's fair for you to sit on a platform like this and refer to him as a liar. I will not do that, and I will just urge my brother not to go calling people's reputation.
No, I didn't say he's a liar.
No, he said
told somebody to lie under oath. He coached someone to lie.
And he also
under
said
oath.
that
You see, we could go further too. The
I didn't say he's a liar.
circumstances, the venue, what was said. Go listen to the tape and all of that. But I think that we should just proceed. You see, I will also tell him the difference between the Atuasian case and Kwabena Dufour's case. In the case of Kwabena Dufour, we heard that he had paid or he has refunded. We heard it wasn't a legal process that went to court. And so the Attorney General goes back to court to file what they call a nolle prosequi. He was not interested in the matter. And there have been similar cases. The Sagleme matter is also one of them, where the Attorney General goes to file a nolle prosequi. Even in the case of Sedinam, there could be issues with the appeal and the basis and all of that. But the way they went around it, I mean, it leaves a lot to be desired. And so we have every right, after the case is dealt with, to actually put out our comments and how we think about this. In our Atuasian case, it was a plea bargain matter. And so the court actually gave him some payment schedules that he was unable to meet, and that resulted to his incarceration. But even that, I hear that his matter is still he's on bail or something, subject to. So this matters will go on. But then again, your question was, why did we appoint somebody who was? I'm not too sure about the timelines. When this matter became public and when our institutions in Ghana started cooperating with the FBI, and even that, we all know that it is natural justice for somebody to be presumed innocent until he's found guilty, and so not until the matter is finished. I mean, I won't sit here and call Kwabena Donkor names just because he's been declared a person of interest by the OSP. No. He will have to have his day in court. He will have to answer to those allegations or whatever they want to term it at this point. Not until he's convicted would you be able to actually call him that he's guilty of a particular crime. And so with the Mr. Beko matter, I'm not too sure of the timelines. I am not too sure when these investigations began, and not until the investigations are completed. I didn't think that it was.
I want us to move on to the ministerial reshuffle that's been done. But just before we do that, finally on this matter, Honorable Hussein Issa, do you get the sense, just like Mr. Donkor, that the EOCO is best placed to look into this matter so that we don't have a duplication of findings which may end up compromising the integrity of the whole process?
That is why initially I've called on the AG to give us a roadmap on how we are going to tackle these investigations. You should tell us who is well placed or better placed between the two institutions to take up the matter, and be giving us some timeline, give us some updates every now and then again. Let us know what is happening. Right? Let us know what is happening. It's not a case where the AG will allow these institutions to collide and having turf wars and all. We know our system, and we know that is why I am calling for a roadmap. But it's very easy. Who received the money? Who facilitated the payment? What decisions were influenced
and those who on the
by
trip,
those payments?
Those who on the trip to
yes, it's so big. Those who went to Turkey, right?
Yeah, Turkey.
Those who went to Turkey. But you see, the reason those who went to Turkey is also one bit is I have been in Parliament before, and I know that I have been outside of this country on similar trips. I recollect there was one particular one, maybe I don't have to give the details, but where I was on a Foreign Affairs Committee. There was something significant, and we had to go out there to investigate something, to verify something, and all of that. And by me going on that trip, if somebody is awarded the contract, it's because of the report I brought. If somebody is denied a contract, it's probably because of the report. So as part of parliamentary work, sometimes it is necessary that MPs will travel to go and verify some facts and details that will help in their work.
Were you giving $5,000 on that
trip? When you travel, certainly I've left my family. I am taking a risk of even leaving this country, and Parliament takes care of those expenses.
No, but this one we are told that the $5,000, payment came from sources other than
that I
Parliament.
don't know about.
You didn't get any
No,
extra.
I didn't get any extra.
Oh, okay,
I
fair
didn't
enough.
get any. When you
Fair enough.
travel, your per diem is weighty based on where you're going and all of that. So,
How much is it? You know.
oh, it
remember?
depends on where you're going, the number of days, the travel time, and all of that. But it's just
Interesting.
mm,
Wow.
yeah.
That was,
I am sure that from many media, if somebody has to travel, it's same arrangement, whether private or public.
I mean,
it's same. It's like
and
that.
same for even the National Service Authority as well.
He knows it.
Why do you bring me into this?
But he knows
But,
it.
but what?
He
I
knows
don't know it.
As a DC, if he ever traveled
Unless
outside
it's
of this country,
official. If it's
Yeah.
official,
Yes.
yes.
Even at the National
These are-
Service
these are
Authority,
official.
right?
That's what I'm saying. If it's
these are
official,
official
that's
travels.
it.
These
Interesting.
are official travels.
And on that note, we'll move on to the
Give me
second
your jacket. I
conversation.
even suspect that you are going to run for.
I'm
And
not,
so,
I'm not.
you know, when it's official,
Ours-
you are paid per
ours-
diem.
ours is to the media weekend, making sure that we bring our viewers and followers the necessary insights to the conversations. But thank you so much, gentlemen. I think the consensus on the table is that yes, investigations must go on the matter, irrespective of which agency is leading it. The point is that we need to get to the bottom of the matter and ensure that those who are culpable will be made to face the law. My guest in studio, Mr. Fuseini Donkor, is the Deputy Director General at the National Service Authority, as well as the spokesperson for the NPP on the economy and finance, Honorable Fuseini Issa. These are my two gentlemen who are with me in studio. The second conversation, yesterday we saw what one newspaper has described as a micro reshuffle. We know earlier, a couple of weeks ago, the president announced replacements for 2 ministerial positions, and we know why that was occasioned, right? This time round, yesterday, the government communication minister, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, announced on the social media platform that the president has reassigned the labor and employment and job creation minister, Rashid Pelpo, to the presidency to take over as Minister for Special Initiative. And the Deputy Minister, Broja Jemfi, for Defense has also now been reassigned as a presidential advisor on national resilience and emergency preparedness. And my guest will be telling us what that portfolio means and more. But as it stands now, there's no announcement for who replaces him as Deputy Minister. Maybe in the coming weeks or days, we'll get to know that. I'll start off with you, Honorable Donkor. You are in government, right? Did you see this coming?
Did I see it coming? This form, no. But I know there was going to be a reshuffle. Yeah, but this form, I'm not sure I saw it coming. The president sees better than all of us because of where he's placed. And I think, just like my brother Broja Jemfi did, I also thank the president because unlike other people seeing it, to become a presidential advisor is an elevation, actually. From a deputy minister to a presidential advisor. A presidential advisor is on the same scale as a minister. And you have also been given a specific task. So it means that all the issues about the flooding, all issues about the Bagri Dam spillage, all those things, now there is somebody who is best placed that will take care of all those things. When it comes to those things, it's not as if now that the president has to now go and form a task force and a committee, but this person is the
but
one
there's
who
already one in place, particularly on the flooding, right?
Yes, so
you
that
have
is
a
what I'm saying.
flooding task force.
led by a deputy chief of staff. But this time around, this is the right-hand man of the president who will be advising the president as to how to go about it. That is what it means. That he will be in the forefront. Okay, let's get people from the military because of his work with the military. Let's get people from this side. Let's get people from NADMO. All those things. So anything about emergency preparedness, anything about building resilience towards emergencies and everything, this is the person that the president consults first before any other person. And you see, so to have a young man to be able to distinguish himself as a deputy minister, to be able to be elevated to that particular state, to me, is an elevation.
Not a demotion.
Not at all. Anybody who says it's a demotion just wants to discourage the young man. Seriously. Because what was the position of Dr. Gideon Boako?
He was spokesperson to the vice president.
And what? An advisor. Dr. Kabiru Mahama, what was he?
I think it was an aide.
No, he was also an advisor.
Really?
Yes.
He was a technical advisor.
Yes.
Technical advisor, which is higher than an aide.
You see,
we'll take a break. When we come back, there are a couple more questions on this matter before I bring Honorable Fuseni Isai. You are watching Breakfast Daily right on Channel 1 TV. My name is Jude Duncan. We'll be right back after the break. Don't go away.
Line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy man for Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, and manis ring, Nesansu Mama Hotoso, a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you planning to relocate from your company office or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
From the grandest stage, the badges change, but the passion remains. It's a special goal! Cometh the hour, cometh the man! This football is from the heavens. What a story this is!
10 months of drama lie ahead. The stage is set.
The biggest stars from the world's biggest leagues on SuperSport. It's on DSTV.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. My name is Jude Duncan. We are here discussing the big issues as reported by the newspapers from last night up until this morning. We started off with the AXA $1 million bribe and the OSP's investigations into the matter. Now we are discussing a mini reshuffle of a sort from the presidency, which has seen changes at the Defense and Labour Ministry. And my guest in studio, Mr. Fuseni Donko, Deputy Director General of the National Service Authority, as well as Honorable Fuseni Issa. Let me show you what Broja Jemfi, who is now being reassigned to the presidency, said in the aftermath of the reassignment yesterday, where he came on social media to express his appreciation to the president. And it says, my deepest gratitude goes to President John Dramani Mahama for appointing me as presidential advisor on national resilience and emergency preparedness. I'm especially touched by the confidence he first reposed in me as Deputy Minister for Defense and for entrusting me to hold forth under the supervision of the Minister for Finance, Kiselato Forsen, for a year following the painful helicopter crash which claimed the life of my boss, Honorable Dr. Edward Kofi Omane-Boamah, and 7 other compatriots. I assure the President of my unwavering loyalty and dedication in discharging my duties in this new capacity. My sincere appreciation also goes to the directors and staff of the Ministry of Defense Ghana, the Military High Command, and the entire Ghana Armed Forces, the Armed Forces Council, Defense Industry Holding Company, DHOC, and the Veterans Administration Ghana for their steadfast support throughout my service. And this is Broja Jemfi, who said after the reassignment. Mr. Donko, still on the matter, what do you say in response to persons, again, who feel like this is sort of a demotion? You have said it's an elevation, but demotion in the sense that we all saw the work he did in the aftermath of the helicopter crash. Many said that he did his work quite diligently, and people feel hard done by, right, on his behalf. I
think they are just being emotional about it. Yeah, we are all just trying to be emotional about the whole thing rather than being factual. I just told you a deputy minister in a particular ministry, until you are delegated the powers by your minister, you don't even have approvals on policy decisions. Do you understand? That is why he had to take another cabinet minister to come and be the supervisory minister in that particular ministry. Let's also look at the regional balance issue as well. Do you get it? So Ken is also coming from the Ashanti, just like Broja is also coming from the Ashanti. So it's not even, excuse me to say, it doesn't gel so well.
But what is wrong, right, is that should the priority not be competence, right? So if there's somebody there who has held forth for a year quite creditably, and I'm sure you agree, same, should we not look out for who is best placed to do the job rather than other reasons such as where you're coming from? Or
no, you see, Jude, you're also getting it wrong. Godfather you and I are observing, maybe, excuse me to say, from the sidelines. The commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces sees better than all of us. He knows the KPIs he gave the person. Yes, we all see he conducted himself so well. The Broja we all know became a changed person when he went to the defense as deputy minister. So we all saw that, yes, he has carried himself very well because it's a very sensitive institution.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But like I said, you don't know why the president decided to elevate him and get him closer to himself rather than still keep him there when there is now a new substantive minister. If his competence was being in question, he wouldn't have been promoted to come and advise the president. Do you understand? Otherwise,
advice on
read what is there.
on flood preparedness and national resilience.
It's not just flood. We are talking about emergency preparedness.
Emergency, not flood preparedness. Emergency preparedness.
It's just an example.
Opened and the
I said
I'll give it time
it's
to
just
speak.
an example for saying stop being mischievous this morning. You see, so for me, yes, if he was not competent, if he had not distinguished himself, he wouldn't have been qualified to go and advise the president. You see,
Fair enough.
we are taking it for granted persons who advise the president.
But again, finally, before I let go of you, when they say that we are creating duplicated roles, right? What will be your response to that? Because mind you, we have a Ministry of Works and Housing, which deals with some of these things. We have NADMO for emergency preparedness, national resilience, disaster stuff. In fact, we even have a task force, particularly on flooding, though. But it looks like there are ample agencies in various
So now what is
ministries.
going to happen is that, like I said, this is the person the president can easily say, listen, all of you go and speak to this man on my behalf or deal with this group for me. These people are the people who are going to report to him now. So now the deputy chief of staff, instead of always taking the issues to the president, there is an advisor that he can now report to directly, just like he reports to the chief of staff and the president.
So the deputy chief of staff in charge of the task force for flooding would now report to Broja Jemfi.
Because he's the one advising the president on the issue.
And all of them. So the NADMO boss,
even the
Garrett
works and
boss.
house. You see, so now the situation is going to be in such a way that this is the person who the president consults before taking action in all
So
these
even
groups.
the Minister of Works and Housing will report to him.
Why not? He's the one who advises the president when it comes to anything related to emergency preparedness. Anything that has to do with our resilience as a country when it comes to emergencies, he's the one who advises the president. So anytime you are presenting your report, he's right there.
Fair enough. It's that when you look at me like that, I become uncomfortable.
Sorry, I was all looking at
When you look at me like
Sometimes
that.
some of the things just surprises me, you know.
Last
You just
week,
want to mischief. You just
last
want
week
mischief.
when Honorable
No,
Leonard
lastly-
Manapo, a
lastly-
very good morning to you. When he was here, you kept staring at me like that the whole time. I'll come to you.
Lastly,
Outside
I
of
think
that.
So sometimes the things they say, you know, then it just confuses me whether this is coming
I'm
from
not
the
supposed to
NDC.
direct you. I'm supposed to confuse you.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Okay, now I can understand.
Mr. Logo.
And if you take the labor front, I think for the past a year and a half or so, the Honorable Rashid Pepu has also distinguished himself very well. And he's been the, how do we call it? He's been with that particular ministry before, that is public sector reforms. Yeah, he has been there before. So when it comes to experience, he's one of the best. So also coming to now head the Ministry of Presidential Special Initiatives, that is also good. At least the labor front, once a while, you see that a lot of changes have happened, even from other presidents.
Yes.
Because once the labor front gets used to somebody, if you're not careful, they begin to take the person for granted.
Yeah.
If they can predict you, you are in trouble.
But to be fair, Rashid Pepu held the
That's why
fort
his
quite
demeanor,
well as well.
he's somebody you always want to take into the conflicting room. At least his presence alone can calm tempers.
Fair enough.
And I know my brother, Honorable Ajekum as well. He's also a very good negotiator.
So, special initiatives, they run the Akoko Nkete project, right?
Yeah, it's part of their mandate, the youth in abroad thing, all those ones.
Youth
It's
in
part
what?
of,
Abroad?
Yeah, youth in abroad program.
I'm particularly interested in the Akoko Nkete
That is
because
mainly under Ministry of Agric, but they do in
so
collaboration
with the
them.
special
Yeah.
initiative. Fair enough. Honorable Sunisa, I don't know where you want to take this bit. Do you know Broja personally? Have you met him?
No, we've
because
been
of
on media
platforms
like this.
Oh, okay.
That's extent. I don't know.
Why are some persons within your party saying this is a demotion?
Typically, I would have said waiting concern Musa. Typically, but as a Ghanaian, I have a right to what happens in the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The president has a free hand to put in place a government that will assist him to persecute his agenda. And that right cannot be taken away from him. And nobody's challenging that right. But as citizens, we have also every right to express our views on some of those appointments. And what pertained yesterday, typically, it's not something that will be something that will be, I mean, and in any case, whether or not a government appointee is promoted, demoted, relieved of his post, what is the big deal? It's the prerogative of the president to select somebody to perform a particular function. Based on the president's assessment of the person, he has every right at any point in time. He appoints and disappoints, like we say. So if somebody is demoted based on some matters, and fortunately or unfortunately, the president does not, or he is not required or forced by law to explain to us why he's reorganizing his people. For me, one of the first things that actually hits me, if you have seen the release yesterday, if you read the paragraph involving Boja Jemfi, if you have it.
I have it here.
Can you read the words of that release?
So,
the exact words.
It says that the president has also reassigned Deputy Minister for Defense, Honorable Ernest Boja Jemfi, has also been reassigned as Presidential Advisor on National Resilience and Emergency Preparedness.
There were typographical errors in that.
The reassignment takes immediate effect. Oh, maybe I can't see it. You are
read it closely.
The president has also reassigned Deputy Minister for Defense. Okay, yes, I see what you mean.
You see what I mean. So it just gives you the circumstances and how some of these things are being done. Whether it was done hurriedly because of something. This is a release from the presidency, for God's sake. The presidency is releasing a statement that has typographical errors, wrong English, mistakes in there.
Should I remove some?
But he's telling you. He's telling you.
Should I edit Asante Bedietu's releases for you?
Who leave this room? No, when it started, my first attitude towards it was, maybe something is happening. I don't know.
You can't.
But you see, I have said that it is in the rights of the president to appoint and disappoint, and so nobody can question some of these things. And whether or not he promotes somebody, demotes somebody, but you see, now we are being told by my brother here that Honorable Rashid Perpu, quintessential MP for Wa Central, right?
Wa Central, yeah.
Wa Central. He's been there a very long time. He was one of the experienced people we have in Parliament. Has been so effective in the labor front that he's been reassigned to another sector to perform special initiatives at the presidency, including Akuko Nketi project and the 24-hour market. And the 24-hour market, that is not under the supervision of the 24-hour secretariat. Maybe those are the initiatives he's going to superintend over. But you see, when Honorable Rashid Perpu's name is mentioned, I recollect back in the day when he was telling the young people of Ghana that they could go and cut grass to heap it up, and when it get to a certain level, they could sell to shepherds who have flock of sheep. Or they could be gathering stones, and as you pass by, you see one stone, you pick it. The next day you bring another heap of stone, and then when you get a hole, then you can sell it and make money. It doesn't matter. That was his thinking of how to generate or create employment for the young people of this nation. The NDC today, one of the issues, and if they will be blunt, is employment. They created a situation as if when they came into government, within weeks and months, they were going to employ all the young people of this country.
Yeah.
They told us about the 133 and all of that. Today, as we said, especially in Accra, the level of unemployment is sickening. And the employment, you don't even have to go there. These are issues that we have. And I don't know the marching orders when the president initially appointed him. I don't know the marching orders that was given to him. I don't know how he's performed on his KPIs. And I don't know the decision that went into his reassignment. But this is a man whose thinking is that gather stones or cut grass to create some employment for you. This is the man we are talking about. This is the man, Rashid Peppo. When it comes to Brother Jemfi, this whole thing, demotion, promotion, for me, it's neither here nor there. This man was appointed Deputy Minister for Defense. The unfortunate events last year, August, got him too. And per our architecture, even when a deputy minister is in place, you need another substantive minister to superintend. So we knew Atuforsen was supposed to be in charge of the Ministry of Defense all this while. But he's been there, held the fort. Today, Kenneth himself is also not a new person to the defense ministry. Because in Mama's first, he was a deputy defense minister. But like you say, maybe there are other considerations that we don't know. And I won't question the president. I have no right to. And I have no cause to question the president. He knows better.
Mr. Donkor raised issue about ministerial and regional balance in appointing ministers, right? It's something that comes up quite often. Should the prerogative or should the priority rather be to competence rather than some of these things?
Oh, I think that even our constitution requires that there is that regional balance in all that, everything that we do. I mean, everything. There is that representation. People have to feel belonged into a government. And so it is, sometimes, you see, you can tap in competence at a certain level, but for everybody to feel belonged, there is a way to go around this thing. So somebody might be very competent and you can tap the person's expertise to bring to the table, but somebody will be a figurehead. It's all a very complicated thing, and these are not things that I'll sit here and question. But whether or not being a deputy minister, taking to his new designation again is
We've mentioned it many times. Not flood, emergency preparedness.
Emergency
and
preparedness.
national resilience.
Example, when the Bagri Dam is being opened, I heard some announcement last week.
Which is a serious problem for persons who live around the area.
Certainly, I am not underrating that at all. Now we have somebody right at the presidency in charge of that. We also have the Ministry of Works and Housing, who looks at things like that. We also have NADMO.
I mean, Pachu, we all see what's happening in Nepal, right? We pray that we don't get to experience that because it will be too devastating for our country. In Nepal, in the Tibet region, where flash flood, the BBC is reporting that
we lost 33 people in Accra.
Exactly, as a result of the 29 June flooding. So we need to pay attention to that part of our nation building. Should we not?
These are structural issues, and they are not knee-jerk. And we cannot resolve some of the structural challenges with knee-jerk reactions.
With the
like for me, I'm not saying that what we do periodically, where we do communal cleaning of our environment and all of that, in jurisdictions where they have consistently kept their environments clean and stopped abusing their environment, they didn't do or achieve that through communal labor.
Okay.
Or you see, so these are structural issues that needs structural changes to be able to resolve the matters. And not knee-jerk reactions. That because we had floods in about a month or two ago and we lost 33 people in Accra, I should appoint a presidential advisor on what do you say? Flood mitigation?
No, emergency preparedness.
I'm still getting my head around it.
Fair enough.
Some of these things, it takes a while for you. But you see, these are not issues that we need knee-jerk reactions to. They are structural. And so,
fair enough.
Presidential in Sabodie.
We created a whole ministry.
At the presidency.
We created a whole ministry.
The person in charge of funeral donation.
We created
presidency for you.
They had Minister of Transport,
We
then they had
created.
Minister of
Of
Railway,
course, of
then they had
course.
Minister of which one again?
You know how beautiful it is. You know
I
how
don't
beautiful it
know,
is.
Minister of
remind us.
Horticulture,
Yeah.
Deputy Minister
You know-
in charge
you
of
know-
horticulture,
you know
Deputy
how
Minister in
beautiful
charge
that
of
was.
perennial crop,
You recollect in
Deputy Minister in charge
2017.
of
You
biennial
recollect.
crops.
Remind us about your
You will
transport
recollect.
sectors.
You will
You had
recollect.
Transport Minister,
Yeah.
you had
Rail.
Railway, you had Aviation, and you had which one again? Road and Transport. Road and Transport is a traditional one.
Dude, you are being disingenuous. See, you recollect.
God.
You recollect in 2017.
Yeah.
When Nana Akufo-Addo was making his first batch of appointments.
The first 126.
He would tell Ghanaians the reason he selected a particular person for a particular portfolio. And that was very something that I think that we should have actually continued, so that at least you know that this particular person was selected for this purpose, put in this portfolio, and these are his KPIs, and so then we can hold them to their KPIs. But in this case, whatever it means for Brother Jemfi to be taken to the presidency as advisor on emergency something.
Thank you. Your messages are
I'm
coming.
not too sure.
Your messages are
I'm not too
coming.
sure what that designation is and what is expected of him. And so I cannot hold him.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
morning. This is Teacher from Tamale Central Constituency. The OSP should be results oriented rather than the rhetorics. To hire and fire lies in the hands of the president and must be allowed to do so. Kindly greet my constituency MP and chairman for me. You didn't add your name. This other one says, since we appointed Kisi Ejabin, there's not been one single case where he has diligently prosecuted. It's about time we ask questions of his office. Stanley Kroshi sensing that one. This other one says, Yoko should take charge of this Asante Beko case. We need results. We need to ensure that public funds are not misapplied and used for personal reasons. Ni Osofo sends in this message. This one says, Dr. Justice Remsai was right about who should lead in relation to the issue on the AXA bribery. Ghanaians don't trust the OSP and his boy, you say, Sami Dakon. Wow. Anyway, moving on to some other messages. People have issues, so it's not easy. Broja Jemfi has served this party.
Sami Dakon used to be here, right?
Used to be at City FM true many years ago.
Yeah.
Broja Jemfi has served this party well. I wish him the very best in his new role. You didn't add your name. This one says also that it's important that we note that this is an elevation, just like your guest, Mr. Donko, is saying. He has been elevated and has the president's ear now and can be part of effective decision making. I'm not sure why the MPP want to characterize this as a demotion. Broja Jemfi has been in and around for a long time. The president certainly knows why he's brought him at the presidency to continue with the reset agenda. And this message is from Kweku Mensa in La Paz. He say, a good morning to all the people on the Kowa Lane. I don't know about that. Anyway, Rashid Purple, time is up. And I want him to know that he should not represent us again in WA Central. Where from this one? I don't know. Messages are coming in. We've seen and acknowledged them. We'll move on. I just have 2 minutes to wrap up the show, but there's one more conversation to be done. So I'll give you a minute each to deal with the issue on the xenophobic attacks and government's position. So we heard the minister, he said, we don't need your 20 million. He said this to MTN when they offered to support evacuees who have returned into the country. I'll start off with you, Honorable Hussein Issa. Is it a step in the right direction, right? National pride. These are some of the themes I've heard around the minister's position on the matter. What do you have to say in response?
I think that the minister is taking a position that actually puts a lot more pressure to the matter of xenophobic attacks. It is not about a charity. It is not something that, people have been affected by this calamity. But we have to call for, as Ghanaian citizens living everywhere they are the responsibility of our government. And the government has to call for the safety of Ghanaians. We don't want these things to be happening to Ghanaians around the world. And so that somebody will be throwing some monies at us when these things happen. We have to call for investigations into matters that happen in South Africa, who are in charge of the investigations, where it's gotten to, and people should be held responsible for the safety of our citizens in other jurisdictions. It's not a matter of throwing something at us to keep us quiet. This is also not to say that we are not on creating some relationship with MTN, or we are not. I mean, it's just but it's not a corporate matter. It is not a charity matter. It's something that we need to get down to.
No, I think I'll commend the Foreign Affairs Minister for that particular bold decision. I'm not sure even I heard South Africa, MTN condemn the barbaric activities of the xenophobic
at the height
attack.
of it.
Yeah, they never condemned it. And a lot of people link MTN to South Africa, or some even believe it's for Ramaphosa. So
he has shares in it. That's what they say.
That this backdoor, or they are afraid of what is happening to go first. They think it will be their turn. So I wish so.
But they also say at least we could have used that money to do other things.
It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Ghana is pursuing
reparations.
Yes, even against those that were forcefully ejected or evicted from their shops. Ghana is pressing charges against those people. Was their foreign minister not rubbishing it?
Fair enough. And on that note,
so are going back to the countries. We expected that.
I really appreciate how
are done.
each time the issue around the xenophobic attack happens, we look at it with non-partisan views, right? Because it's what you have to do.
No,
And that's what we've done to every matter, including the AXA and the GA. It's very non-partisan.
Do you know when I came here, I made a statement that those two, the lady and the guy leading the thing, were personalizing the thing. People didn't understand me. Do you know the lady got a broken heart from a Ghanaian?
Oh,
really?
And the guy a Nigerian took the wife.
This is too much information.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
That is the whole thing.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Don't worry, now the people are back. They are back into their country. So they should control their things. So they should take your money back to their country.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure having you. The last time you were on this show, we were a lot of it. Today, I've seen that you want to go that line. But that's all time allows for Breakfast Daily. My name is Jude Duncan. Eno Safo and Chris Carter continue. Don't go away.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note: all our wooden chalkboxes are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
Every year, there is a place where the atmosphere shifts, where praise becomes a sanctuary.
Hello, family. My name is Perez Music, and I'd like to invite you to Glorify 2026, happening right here at the Victory Bible Church International Dominion Sanctuary inside Awoshi, and it's happening on the 30th of August. Joining me this year is my big brother and a mogul, Minister Joe Meto. We also have a special monologue by Jeffrey Norton. And my brother King's Kid is also going to be here.
Yes, come let's celebrate God for his goodness and mercies at Glorified 2026 on August 30th, 2026. Doors open at 4 p.m. prompt and the venue is Victory Bible Church, Dominion Sanctuary, Awoshi Bayard. Media sponsors Channel 1 TV, City FM. Come ready to encounter.
If someone from Poland is Polish, then the person from Finland is a...
If someone from Poland is Polish, then someone from where?
Finland.
Let's have it.
Foolish.
What?
Foolish. Foolish.
If someone from Poland is Polish, then the person from Finland is a...
Can I say Finland?
You see, I don't blame you.
Why?
Abi, the fine is Finland. And Polish should be Polish.
Because, hey! And yo! This is horrible!
Or Poland. Poland and Polish and Finland. That's it.
Okay.
Everything should end. The citizen name should end with the country name. They should all align. Ghana, Ghanaians.
Togo,
Togolians.
Sudan,
Sudalians.
South Africa, South African.
Okay.
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Eno Safo and
Chris Carter. We want to say a very big thank you to you for joining us. As you already know, Jude Duncan started the show with his panelists as they went through some topics that are shaping the nation politically. But we're going to be going from now till 11 a.m. bringing you the best of infotainment. So feel free to join in at any time. Send in your comments, your opinion, your thoughts via the WhatsApp number on the screen. And don't forget to use the hashtag Breakfast Daily in case you want to make any contributions on Twitter, which is X, or Facebook.
right. Don't forget to follow us. I'm Eno_S on X, and you are?
And I'm Chris Carter 1 on X.
All right. Before we delve deeper into the show, let's tell you what the weather is looking like.
An 18-hour forecast for Ghana valid from 6 a.m. this morning and is brought to you by the Ghana Meteorological Agency. Summary of today's weather. Mostly cloudy weather is predicted for most places in the country this morning, with mist and fog patches forming over the coast, forest and hilly areas to reduce visibility range. There are chances of intermittent slight rain or drizzle to affect some areas along the coast, middle and transition sectors during the morning hours. As the day progresses into the afternoon, variably cloudy weather will dominate most areas of the country, with the likelihood of thunderstorms and rain affecting the northern, transition and middle sectors from late afternoon into the evening. Note that it's going to be a relatively cool night, and early morning temperatures are expected across the country, and the state of the sea is rough. So this is brought to you by the Ghana Meteorological Agency. Do well to follow them on their social media platforms such as X. They are also on YouTube with the channel. And the channel on WhatsApp too. Do not forget that they also have a TikTok account. So just follow them and stay updated with the weather. You can also download any weather app or either on your Google Play Store or your iOS store, and stay updated with what the weather will be so you can plan your lives accordingly.
All right, let's get ready for This is Ghana this weekend. I hope that you are ready as much as we are here at Channel 1 TV and City FM. Remember that it's free entry, so all you have to do is bring your loaded Momo wallets or your bank apps or cash and come and shop to your heart's content. The This is Ghana exhibition is an exhibition fully loaded with indigenous-made Ghanaian products right here, made right here in Ghana, export-ready products that you probably have never imagined are available or are being made by Ghanaian people. So from the automobile industry to fashion to skincare to I've already said fashion, agric, academia, food, everything and anything you can think of is going to be available. So far as it's made in Ghana, are going to be available at the This is Ghana exhibition on the 29th and the 30th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you have children, don't be worried at all because we always have a kids corner. You know, we're a family-oriented station, and so we consider it a full package. And so the kids have a corner where they can play to their heart's content while you do your shopping without all the mommy, I want this, mommy, I want this. So you'll have a bit of, a bit of time to go and shop without the kids. You can leave them in the care of Chris because Chris is in that corner.
I'm going to be in that corner. I'm going to be in that corner,
Chris
definitely.
Is in that corner.
So bring your kids to Auntie Chris.
Safe.
Yes.
Yes. Auntie Chris will take care of them in the kids' corner. They'll play to their heart's content. Don't even forget that you're not there. So yes, definitely come. This is Ghana. So much to see, so much to explore, so many things to see, explore, try, taste.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the food corner because I'm going to be eating the kebab to my heart's content. There's also entertainment per usual.
Yeah.
And do you know who's coming?
No,
not yet. Okay. It's a surprise, and so we always deliver. And someone always asks me, but why is it that it's always the Channel 1 staff who dance first? And I'm like, it's because we're excited that there's entertainment or there's music for us to dance, and we don't have to work till the next day. So yeah.
Yeah, and especially people from the programs office.
Yeah.
I think people from the programs office are carefully selected to be in the, before you make it to the programs office, that is my office, in case you're wondering where the programs office is. You have to have a bit of, aura. You should be able to dance. You should be able to sing.
Really? But Chris, I've not seen you on the dance floor before.
Hey, you don't want to try it.
Why don't I want to try? I want to see you dancing at these events. So I'm challenging you this weekend.
I'm going to bring my dancing shoes.
Hey.
I'll be dancing with the kids.
Yes.
But you know why I love the kids corner?
Why?
Because I didn't get to play so much as a kid. So it's like I'm reliving my
your childhood.
So I get
through
to
them
play with them and jump into the castle. You know, I didn't do the whole jumping castle.
You join them in the jumping castle.
Well, I don't jump. I just say, come here. But I felt it's like, you know, come here. Don't move right. And I still feel it. You understand? Don't jump on your brother.
Oh,
come
my
here.
word.
You know? But it's actually a very good experience. I don't think anyone should miss this because, like I always say, it's the biggest marketplace of everything made in Ghana. Just like China has the Canton Fair. This is like ours. I would say this is what Ghana has when it comes to the biggest marketplace of, you know, every product and every industry being represented.
Fully represented.
So, you should be there.
Yep. 29th, 30th.
Yes, and it's totally free. It's totally free. You don't even need to pay anything. Just come with your wallets and an open mind, and also, you know, be ready to explore.
If nothing at all, come and support local businesses and come and meet us, the staff.
You know, it's actually very important to support local businesses.
Yeah.
Because like it was some years ago, after experiencing one of the fashion weeks, that's when I made up my mind that, you know what, at least every year I'm going to contribute to the fashion industry by buying one or two designs, by supporting. And it has been great. It has worked for me. And you know, this also actually encourages them to keep creating more. So I think it's our duty as Ghanaians to actually contribute into these industries that we believe, you know, can compete internationally.
Exactly. And this is our little way of helping out. And so that's why we're inviting you again to the IFA Sutherland Children's Park this weekend. Join us at the This Is Ghana Fair. It will be simply amazing.
Right. Anyway, if you haven't downloaded the Channel One News app, you should be downloading that right now, because this is a one-stop shop for everything news and infotainment. All you need to do is head to the Google Play Store, type Channel One News app, and it's going to pop up. And the next thing you do is click on install. And if you have great internet, it's going to install in seconds. But let me just say, I think you should have great internet so you can install in like seconds, so you wouldn't forget that it's installing, right? And when you go through, you would see all the news and informations, and also all the articles, and even some, you know, some links to some videos that you probably missed. Even all our events are going to be, are actually uploaded there via pictures, articles, and all that. So you're going to see an arts and culture segment. There's a lifestyle segment. There's, news, and so many more out there for you to enjoy. It's very, very simple, very user-friendly interface, and it's not difficult at all, and it's something that you'll definitely enjoy, especially for those that, you know, travel a lot or move about a lot and do not always have time to be on in front of their screens. You can actually download this and stay updated with everything happening in Ghana and beyond.
Alrighty, it's now time for what's trending on social media. Again, we're starting on a very unsettling note. Imagine going into your bank account and finding out that you have absolutely nothing. It's
after saving for years.
Yeah, after saving for years. It's devastating, and I don't know why any bank would do such a thing. But a bit of it says that Rita had been saving since 2022 while working abroad. And upon her return, the bank said her SIM card was reassigned to someone else who made repeated 20,000 withdrawals starting in 2024. She insists she still has her original SIM and never authorized the transactions. Having endured homelessness in Dubai to build those funds, many Nigerians are sharing similar stories of unauthorized Access Bank withdrawals tied to SIM issues, urging her to contact the Central Bank of Nigeria and EFCC for help amid calls for better mobile banking protections. Let's watch what she has to say, and then we'll come back and talk a bit more about it.
What do I say now? You are taking my body. Oh, my savings. You are taking my money. It took my money. I was not around. I've been saving. I just arrived yesterday and came to the bank today, Monday. When I arrived here to check my balance in Access Bank, I cannot find even 1,000 naira in the account. In 2022 to 2023, I was supposed to be having around 2 million naira there. I was not able to do transfer anymore. I thought maybe they stopped me from doing transfer because of I was taking money. Then I started saving money from 2023 to 2026. Only for me to come to the bank and find out that I don't have any money there. Please, I'm begging you people to help me. I know I was not supposed to be in this situation. I never thought that one day I will come here and care for Nigerians to help me. Please, I just want my money back. I want my money. Now I'm going to MTN office to see what happened to my SIM card, because I still have the SIM card here in my phone. I want to go there and ask them if they sold my SIM card to somebody else, because Access Bank confirmed to me that they have been withdrawing 20,000 naira from my account, which I never did. I reached out to them for an account upgrade, and they told me that they were going to upgrade the account, and they did. The lady told me in here in Access Bank that they upgraded my account, but this transaction started 2024. Please, Nigerians, please, I need your help. I was living in Dubai. I was working. I went through a lot. Please, so my money is gone. Please, I need your help. I want my money back. I don't know how to recover from this. I don't know how to recover from this. Please, I need help. I never thought that one day I will come here and I will cry because of this money. Please help me. Please, I need help. Statement. As you guys can see, I've been putting money in my account.
That's the very unfortunate
This is
incident
quite
that's
unfortunate.
happening.
Yeah, this is a very unfortunate situation, and I don't think it's fair. We just need to be very alert, and technology is actually very great. It helps
But
in
at the same
advancement,
time,
but at the
it has
same
its
time,
has its cons.
we need, I don't know, if you're coming up with some of these solutions, like link your SIM card to this, link your SIM card, link this, we should link everything. We should also realize that if you've given someone a number, that number should belong to the person forever. There's nothing like reinstatement. Create another number now.
There's so many different combinations of numbers that can be created.
Do you understand? Create another number. Why do we
So
have to
unfortunate.
go through the stress of giving? Oh my God!
It's I hope that
I wouldn't want to imagine this.
The what do they call it? The Nigerian bank can help her out, because
Yeah.
this is sad. The Central Bank of Nigeria.
Central Bank of Nigeria
can help her out, because
Yeah.
I can't imagine that's like her life's savings. She knows she's going to come home. She has something at home.
Especially being someone
help
that is
her,
out
aid
of the
her.
country.
Exactly. And then you come back and
And she
then there's
said,
nothing.
I didn't think I'll ever be in the position where I have to ask Nigerians for help.
Oh, that is so sad.
Yeah.
That is so sad. But I hope that she gets more help.
Yeah.
We have so many sad news today.
Yeah.
Like,
But
what's
let's check out some of the
happening?
comments.
Yeah. At Maya Kisamuel Lojo, Nigerian banks, different drama in this country, Sha. I feel like I should leave you to read.
Okay,
read the
at public
Nigerian-
at public_skipper, this babe don't tire. This can lead to depression. Where are the regulatory agencies? She should contact the regulatory authorities, sorry. Lelo Bebe, find her and send her account. Let's help her to start all over, everyone. Yeah, you see, and this is one thing Nigeria social media does. When they say
They'll
it's time
rally
to
up
help
behind you and help.
Oh my God, you'll be shocked the amount of money you would get.
That's nice.
Yeah. So let's next one. At Idris_Ajanak, it can be that she was hacked. Possibly.
There's also that.
Possibly.
But then, I mean, if she was hacked, wouldn't the bank have blocked it because there was repeated transfers?
Girl, I don't even want to tell you about my own experience.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It was almost the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, but the only difference was that I think I was at fault because I didn't verify who I was actually talking to. They used the Twitter account of the bank, and that was during COVID. Because I can't make transaction, I couldn't travel, and I was here in Ghana. I needed to make a transaction there and I thought I was actually speaking to the bank. I tweeted at the bank, and another account reached out to me. So the only difference was just a tiny dot.
Oh.
And you wouldn't think of it. So I reached out to the bank, and another account, the same thing like the bank, just a tiny dot. They were even verified, just like the bank.
I see.
And they were like talking to me. I'm like, oh yeah, this is my problem. So by the time I realized, they entered the account, and the bank couldn't do anything. They couldn't even flag it because I have to now call them that this is what is happening. So they had to cut it.
Wow.
Yeah. By that time, a lot
They're
had gone
taking
already.
it.
So let's take a last one. Okoye Chris 426968. This morning, 65K just left my Cosmate account. Same Access Bank. What's wrong with Access Bank? People are complaining.
Wow. I'm sure their PR department is like scrambling this morning, trying to answer all the questions that they possibly can about this situation. Because it doesn't seem like she's the only one.
No, it doesn't seem like she's the only one. And
Yeah.
you see, when my own also happened, I'm not even going to call the bank name, but it's not Access Bank. At that period, it was their name that was called. Like everybody was like, mine this. Yeah.
I see.
So I think when stuff like this happens, they just need to be they just need to take precautionary measures and tighter security.
Yeah. Alrighty.
But yeah, we have another sad one, and this came up yesterday. I mean, in fact, 2 days ago we lost. We heard about the Dolly Parton news, and now yesterday we're hearing about another one, and this is in Gollywood and Hollywood at the same time. So, the veteran Ghanaian actress passed away, and her name is Grace Norte. So, Grace Norte, I'm sure you all have seen her on your screens as kids. Like she used to be like a Patience Ozoko then. Yeah.
If she's your mother-in-law in a movie, you're in trouble.
We all loved her so much. So the veteran Ghanaian actress passed away in the early hours of August 26, 2026 at the University of Ghana Medical Center. Known for her strong-willed characters in classics like Obra, Osofodazi, and the film Beast of No Nation, she earned the nickname Mami Jata for her bold portrayals. Tributes from actors, politicians like former Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia and fans poured in, celebrating the 5-decade career and influence on young performers. She is survived by 5 children, including actress Sheila Norte. And also in the news, Tim Curry, a British actor, I'm sure a lot of people also know him, best known for playing the flamboyant Dr. Frank Enfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show 1975, passed away peacefully at his home in Toluca Lake, Los Angeles on Tuesday, August 26, 2026. And also on the exact dates, the news broke widely. He had suffered a major stroke in 2012 that left him with lasting mobility issues, but continued limited work and public appearances, including Rocky Horror 50th anniversary.
Alrighty, we're crossing over to Parliament, where the minority is addressing the press on the vetting schedule, which is expected to happen this morning.
Enona wo your man papa, enona wo your door, odo ma woman, enora na yeshushe, odo ma woman, enora odo ma woman, enora na yeshushe, odo ma woman, enora.
Order 2674 tells us how long a committee normally has to report on any matter referred to it. And Order 2172 requires the chairperson, the ranking, and 2 other members of the relevant subject matter committee to join the appointment committee for every single nominee. Order 21710 requires nominees' names to be published so the public can send in memoranda. Order 265 set quorum at 1/3 of committee. Order 226 lets a committee decide to sit in public or in private and requires it to reconvene when business is not finished at one sitting. Our emphasis is on the requirement to publish the names of nominees for the public to send memoranda. Ladies and gentlemen, we, the NPP minority, would want to make it clear. We are not opposed to the nomination. We are not opposed to the nomination. We believe that it is the president's constitutional mandate to engage in that process. But let us quickly point out to one fact, that the NDC is an unprincipled political party. It does not believe in political principle. It is inconsistent and it acts out of political convenience. You may recall that in 2024, one of their arguments was that the nomination of 2 justices to the Supreme Court amounted to the packing of the courts. But since they came, if we add these 3 nominees to the already 7 they have nominated, which Parliament approved, it makes it 10. Does that also amount to the packing of the courts? We want the Ghanaian people to judge that our friends are never consistent, they are never principled, they only act out of political convenience and confuse the people of Ghana. We will not follow that path. We are principled. We believe that at the Supreme Court, the president has the mandate to nominate and go through the process of Judicial Council and Council of State. So we will not stampede the process, but we must point out that our friends don't believe in any principle. Now let us also point out that for these Supreme Court justices, there was no such proper motion even on the floor for the purposes of suspending our standing orders. There is no decision of the House resolving that these justices be vetted just within 3 days after the announcement was made to the members of Parliament and referral made to the committee. Now, proceeding to vet these nominees bring to the fore some dangers. We want to point them out. One danger is that a nominee may carry a permanent shadow over its legitimacy. Every ruling those 3 justices have ever make, every dispute that matters to this nation will be met by a question. Were you properly vetted? Were you installed in a hurry to suit one government convenience? That question will not go away. It will follow every judgment that they sign for the rest of their career. Again, the danger of a precedent that no future Ghana can undo. Let me point out that since 1992, all Supreme Court nominees have gone through the process of being properly vetted. Notice to the public have always met the minimum 2 weeks per our practice. This is the first time the NDC is using its supermajority to vet Supreme Court nominees in just 3 days after announcement. And we want to explain to the people of Ghana that deferring the nominees, deferring vetting would cost nothing, and the haste would cost everything. We must say it plainly because the country deserves plain speech. Deferring the vetting of these 3 nominees by few weeks harms no one. Yes, the courts are presently in vacation, but vacation is not closure. Where a matter is truly pressing, the Supreme Court sits during vacation and rules on the urgent question of law before it. Exactly as our practice has has always allowed. The administration of justice in this country has not come to a halt for a single day. No case that genuinely can not wait has been left to wait. There is no queue of litigants whose justice is delayed because these three have not yet taken the oath. Anyone who tells you Supreme Court have gone silent is asking you to believe a fiction. Now weigh that against what his costs. A justice confirmed in 4 days or 3 days without proper time for the public to raise concerns under Order 21710, without the subject committee members properly seated under Order 2172, carries that shadow onto the bench for the rest of a working life. That is not a cost this nation pays once. It is a cost we pay every single time that justice signs a judgment that shapes this country's future. The FERA also protect the nominees themselves. Justice Bernasco Issa, Justice Amwako Asante, and Mr. Tony Forson deserve a process that gives the appointment unquestioned legitimacy, not one that hands their critics, fairly or not, a talking point about how quickly they arrived on the bench. A nominee who is properly vetted enters that courtroom with the authority of a process the whole nation can respect. A nominee rushed through in 3 days enters carrying a question that mark no ruling can ever fully erase. If we truly believe these three are equal to the task, then we should want them vetted properly, precisely so that no one can ever say otherwise. And the FERA cost the majority nothing either, except the small inconvenience of doing this right. Nothing in our constitution or our standing orders penalizes a committee for taking time under Order 2674. 3 months is the ordinary rule. Nobody loses a single privilege of government by allowing this committee the weeks it needs. The only thing anyone loses is the political convenience of announcing 3 justices before this recall closes tomorrow. That convenience is not worth what it costs the country. This is why we say, respectfully but firmly, that responsible cause is not a rush. It is to defer. Let the committee take the time our own rules already allow. Let the public speak under Order 21710. Let the relevant committees be properly seated under Order 2172. Let these 3 nominees arrive on our highest bench, carrying the full, unquestioned legitimacy that only a proper process can give them. That is no obstruction by us. That is this House doing its constitutional duty. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, there is no vacancy and there is no emergency. We want to be very correct with an impression that has been allowed to take root because plain speech demands it. These 3 nominees are not filling vacancies on the Supreme Court. There is no vacancy on the bench today that without these nominees being approved, the court cannot be properly empaneled or constituted. The Supreme Court currently sits with its full complement of justices, hearing cases and handling down judgment as it should. What the president is proposing is not to urgently replace anyone who has left. It is to add 3 further justices to the members already sitting there. If there is no vacancy to fill, there is certainly no emergency compelling anyone to fill it inside for 3 days. Compare that with what happened only last year. Ghana lost ministers of state in a tragic helicopter crash in the Ashanti region. Those were real vacancies in real ministries at the heart of government. The president waited for 1 full year before naming replacement. 1 full year. If filling those 2 genuine ministerial vacancies that truly been an emergency, he would not have waited for that long. So we ask again, if a full year was acceptable for real vacancies in government, why is 3 days now being treated as an emergency for seats on the Supreme Court that are not even vacant. There is no fire here. Yes, this is the judicial vacation, but the administration of justice has not entirely come to a halt. Where it is absolutely necessary, the Supreme Court is sitting and deciding the questions of law that cannot wait. Nothing about our justice system is on life support because 3 additional justices have not yet joined the bench. Nobody should be made to believe otherwise. Still, we repeat our offer in good faith. We are ready to vet the 2 ministerial nominees fairly and promptly. We will not accept what we will not accept is the 3 Supreme Court nominees being rushed through as though the court cannot function another week without them. And ladies and gentlemen of the press, let me break something down. We are in the month of August. We have the whole of September. Committees can even work when the House is not sitting. So if the 2 weeks is dealt with, the committee can still come in September, somewhere in the 2nd week of September, and vet these nominees. We can get our reports done, and when Parliament resumes in October, still pass them or take a decision on them before the legal year begins. So why the rush? Again, we see the NDC government breaking its own promise. When this government got into office in a commanding majority in this house, its own leaders stood before Ghana and promised restraint. They promised the country they would not abuse the numbers the people have given them. That promise did not survive long. It has been tested and broken again and again since this government took its seat. What the majority is pressing to do with these 3 Supreme Court nominations is not a new departure. It is simply the latest chapter in the broken promises. And it is a terrible culture that must end. It betrays the mandate of the Ghanaian people. A majority that keeps finding new ways to bend the rules to its convenience should not be surprised when the country stops believing its next promise of restraint. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the press, let me deal with the real emergencies which are sitting untouched. While the majority races to install 3 new justices in 3 days, 2 matters of genuine national emergency sit untouched, ignored, ready and waiting. This country is still waiting for answers on $1.6 billion in losses connected to Gold Board and Bank of Ghana. $1.7 billion. Let me take it again. This country is still waiting for answers on $1.7 billion in losses connected to Gold Board and Bank of Ghana, equivalent of 22 billion Ghana cedi losses. That is public money. That is the nation's money. A loss of that scale threatens the fiscal health of our economy, the strength of our currency, and the confidence of every Ghanaian who depends on sound banking system. If anything deserves the word emergency, it is a hazard of that size to our national purse. This country also lived through nationwide power outages that put lives at the risk and exposed our national security to real danger. Hospitals depend on the steady power. Security installations depend on steady power. Water systems depend on steady power. In one instance, it took our engineers several days, running one into the next, to restore power fully across the country. Those are emergencies in the truest sense of the word. A threat to our economy measured in billions of cedis. A threat to our security measured in days without power and in lives placed at risk. We are grateful that the Speaker admitted our motion on the loss of $2 billion for the consideration of this House. We commend him for that patriotic stance. But we must place something on record today, honestly and respectfully. The Speaker has, in his own wisdom, decided not to allow the motion to be moved during this special sitting. We have every serious reservations about that. A matter of this magnitude, a matter that touches the very integrity of our economy and our financial institutions, deserve to be heard without delay. However, we are patient. We will respect the Speaker and will respect the decision to take it when Parliament regularly resumes by October. However, what we see is the NDC's unprincipled position. Whilst they want our motion to wait, they are in a haste to vet ministers. We can't accept that. We see that the majority today is not ready to engage. All they want is their political convenience. Our call to the nation, to the Ghana Bar Association, to our retired justices, to the judiciary service, to the judicial service, to SHRAJ, to every professional body that cares about our courts. We want all of you to speak now. Tell the country whether 3 days is enough to vet 3 Supreme Court justices without putting out a public notice to allow the public to participate through a public memorandum. To civil society, our faith leaders, our chiefs, our queens, to every Ghanaian watching this broadcast, this is not the majority against the minority. This is whether we still believe our highest court deserves more care than 96 hours can give it. To the media, keep asking one question. Question the majority. What is the real emergency here? And to the majority, it is not too late to step back. Work with us on the 2 ministerial nominees, on a fair and sensible timetable, but abandon this plot to force through 3 Supreme Court vetting before tomorrow closes. And to our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we pray you kindly reach out to your members and let them know that everything they do, every misstep today goes against your legacy. You brought the nominations, the Speaker has read them out and referred to the committee. What did you do? You didn't ask the majority to do is to rush them through and stampede the process. As we have already said, committees of parliament have onerous responsibilities. They serve as the fulcrum in the performance of the functions of parliament. That is why it is said that parliament is as strong as its committees make it. In that regard, nothing should be done to impede or stampede any committee in the performance of its functions. Mr. President, you have been a member of parliament before. You have served on committees on parliament. This is what your members are doing here. They are trying to use their supermajority to stampede the committee of parliament in the performance of its duties. Please call them to order. Again, as provided for under Article 1033, committees are charged with the responsibility of investigation and inquiry into the activities of MDAs, and in this case, into the performance of nominees to establish their qualification, eligibility, and suitability to occupy the office or position assigned to them respectively. This must be thorough, and it requires a thorough job. Mr. President, again, we plead with you. Kindly engage your caucus. It is your nomination. Everything they do today stands for or against your legacy. We are not against the nominees. We are not against...
Right, we're still going to stay in Parliament. The minority just addressed the press on why they feel that the vetting of the 3 Supreme Court judges should be delayed. However, the vetting of the ministers is ongoing, and we're taking you there right now.
Minister for Food and Agric and a friend of the committee.
I'm Isaac Adongo, MP for Bolga Central. I'm here as a member of the Upper East Caucus to solidarize with my former leader who is being vetted today. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Honorable Eric Hafu, MP Amenfi West. Chairman, Economy and Development, here to support the nominee. Thank you.
Dixon Chredua, MP for Brekum West and a friend of the committee.